have a question here for you, and this is from, I don't have the name. I'm so sorry. I don't think I was allowed to use it, but I shall ask the question anyway. The question is, it's more of a statement, and it's, I'm working, cleaning, cooking, give my husband his princess treatment.
I've never heard it called that before.
Okay, when we go out, this man cannot even buy me anything without having such firm conditions. Last week we went out and thought he would buy me something. No, he didn't. And I got so sad. I'm not materialistic, as in asking for diamonds and expensive dresses. Just a simple jumper or shoes would be nice. But no, I'm selfish and materialistic according to him. I have told him many times, and a couple of days ago, I had a tantrum like a 2-year-old. Today, my parents are coming over for a formal meeting to discuss separation, all because I give, and this man does not know how to give to me. Okay, so she's had a little bit of a tantrum,
yes,
as a 2-year-old,
yeah.
and she is where I believe many women are. Maybe not in the sense of giving, but well, definitely in the sense of giving, over serving, over giving, all of these things. What are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts are...
What were your initial thoughts when
My initial thoughts when I saw this, I thought, I feel your pain. I really do feel your pain. I understand where you're coming from. But we don't have a lot of information to go on from what is written here. So a lot of it is going to be a summation because,
Right.
you know, there's no timing. I've been with him this length of time.
Right.
I've known him, the past relationships and all
Right.
these kind of things. We don't have that. But from what's written here, what I would love to find out from this young lady is how long into the relationship has this gentleman, you know, been behaving this way? Has it been right from the very beginning? Has it been something has developed over a period of time,
Right.
to the point where families are coming together to talk about, you know, a separation? That means that she has made a decision that, you know, I don't want this.
Right.
But before you go down that path, what I would like her to do is to take a breath for a moment, stop, take a breath, and look back at your previous relationships and ask yourself, have you seen this in that pattern before? Because here's somebody who says that I'm doing all the work. I'm washing, cooking, cleaning, and also taking care of his needs. So basically, he hasn't got anything to worry about. But there's a problem here. And the problem is that you're giving, but he isn't. You're doing all the work. You're doing everything. So what is it that is lacking in you that you're putting out and he isn't? And the length of time that you've been together, you've never addressed this before. Or if you've addressed it, your boundary lines have been so blurred that he didn't understand what was going on.
Absolutely. Great question that you asked in the beginning. How long has this been going on? This is really important because there are kind of two things we might want to look at. Number one, if this is something that's recent, then chances are there's something that she may have triggered in him or a dynamic she's been developing over time. Now, this is normal with women who, this kind of normal output for women who perform for love. This has to do with her internal state of heart. I'm not worthy of love. She'll probably have unconscious beliefs. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not enough. So I will be needed. If I can't be loved, then I'm going to be needed. Basically. So I'm going to prove myself. I'm going to clean. I'm going to do all because she lists these things as though they are kind of like, I do my job, but I don't get paid.
Yeah.
Right?
She's a badge of honor.
Yeah, she's not doing it because I'm a nurturing, loving,
Yes,
caring wife.
yes.
And this is what I enjoy doing for my family. This is, I give all of these things and I'm not getting paid. And my payment is to be loved. My payment is to receive from him. And this kind of woman will always attract a taker. People who enter relationships with the mindset of performance. I am not enough, but I can do so much that you will need me and my actions are going to be enough, will always attract a taker. So it's a good question you ask. If it's recent, Maybe
Yes.
there's been a shift. Maybe something went wrong in the relationship. We don't have all the information. And maybe the way you're compensating, or maybe you haven't been feeling beautiful or whatever. So you're compensating for this reason. But I sense very much that this is this woman's pattern. I sense that she probably saw it in the beginning. And I think a lot of 99.9% of relationships, I've always said, is there in the beginning. It's just, we just want to wave those red flags away. It would have shown on a date.
Yes.
It would have shown when you had to pay, keep paying, when you had to be the one planning the date, doing the heavy lift, which is why we tell the ladies, let the man lead. If you want a masculine man to lead, if that's a giving man is a masculine man is very generous, he's very giving, protecting and cherishing. If that's what you say you want, because you could go with a feminine guy, which sounds like this guy who's in the receptive, he's there to receive. And whenever he's asked to give something, it feels some kind of way to him, Sounds there are a few narcissistic traits, a lot of gaslighting going on there, a lot of kind of things going on. But I sense that she this is her MO. This is how she got into a relationship, and she waved a lot of red flags off. And I think that a lot of people, a lot of women especially, keep thinking, when I have greater commitment, he will change. He will change after marriage.
Yeah.
He will change when we have children. He will change when he marries me. And for those men who do marry you, they've given you everything you wanted.
Yes.
Because you did everything for marriage. So you performed for marriage. They've given you marriage. What more do you want? So she's in a bit of a sticky one.
She is in a bit of a sticky one, and her wanting to come out of the situation that she's in, whilst I understand it, but unless she has taken care of herself and done the work to ask herself the reason why she makes these decisions, and she doesn't do the vetting, she hasn't done any of the deep scrutiny that is required when you're looking for a partner. And now that you're in this and you're looking to get out, she's going to get out hurt and go back and do the same thing again, expecting a different result, and that's not going to happen because she hasn't done the work. So this young lady, what I would actually advise her to do after she's had her family discussion and a decision is made, but before you decide I want in or out, you're going to need help. And it may seem as though, I'm being a bit of a broken record, but it genuinely isn't, because of the fact that is, as women, as you said earlier, we tend to sweep a lot of things under the carpet, and we go into relationships with this thing in mind: I can change him because I work so hard. I'm going to do everything for you, that you're going to love me because of all that I can do. And you're doing it and you're not making your requests known. You're not being truthful to yourself because you think I will change him. And here's the thing: the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Nobody can change. No one person can change another person.
Absolutely.
If you can, then we wouldn't need Jesus.
Absolutely.
And we can't change another human being. And once we, especially us women, especially the givers out there, once you know what, I can't change him, and you accept that, then what you now need to do is, I need help. Let me make the call. Let me book. Even if you go in and buy How to Talk to Men So They'll Listen, if you decide to say that you're going to stay in the relationship, buy that course, do the work, do something for you now. You've been given all this, you've been given to him for years, or for whatever length of time you've been doing it. Okay, let's take a breath. Let's do something for you. Do what's going to make you right, so that you can better yourself rather than trying to get him to change.
Absolutely.
Leave him.
Absolutely.
And concentrate on you.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I feel like, and this is so sad because clearly the family can't help her. No, a lot of people think they've got this thing pegged. A lot of people think relationships are just intuitive, and I've got this pegged and I should be able to work it out. I really feel like if this is the only relationship problem these two have, and this man does not, he loves his wife and he wants to, I believe it can be resolved.
Yes.
The problem is that we create dynamics that become our life. So she set in motion a dynamic of giving. And then he had to become the receiver. And then his world just worked really beautifully that way. And for a while, her world worked really beautifully that way. And you can change dynamics, not without problems, not without some pushback, but dynamics can change. And I feel like we're so quick to go for separation and divorce. All that's going to happen is he might possibly beg for her to change her mind, but he doesn't even know how to change because this is what he bought. So I feel, and I've been with a lot of couples where, you look at them and you think, I know you are doing something really bad that on the surface looks really bad, but this is a relationship dynamic, right? It's not necessarily that you're a horrible human and that we should just leave you. We've just created this dynamic, this figure 8 dynamic where we're feeding into this loop, right? And whilst we're doing that, we're building resentment. Whilst we're doing that, we are entrapping our partner. Whilst we're doing that, because now you can tell she's going out and she's counting. I wonder what he's going to get me. I wonder if he's going to get me something. He can't even get me. So this is not the first time. So you're piling up. Love keeps no record of wrongs. You obviously don't know how to set boundaries. You obviously don't know how to ask for your needs to be met. There's so many tools and skills in relationships that are absent here. And so a lot of people might listen to them and say, yeah, I'll leave him. He's a loser. But in marriage, there are so many tools, like you said. There are courses that can help you communicate to your man and ask for your needs to be met. There's the soulmate attraction system. There are coaches like Yvonne who are here to support you. Before we get to separation, we must do everything possible to work it out. And I truly believe that we're a culture that gives up too quickly.
Yeah.
Because the story, you can always sell people the story.
Very much so.
He never bought me anything. I did everything. And then oh my goodness, I would leave if I were you. But I have learned through my practice not to believe wholesale what one person is telling me. Because there's always another story.
Yes, it takes two to tango.
Because it may have been that she did something and people are like, well, not victim blaming. She's not a victim. She's a participant in the relationship.
Yes,
okay,
very much so.
And there may have been something she did, because when a man withholds giving, 2 reasons: trauma, or he is a feminine energy man who was not trained by men to be a man, right? So if he was raised by a mother and he was constantly receiving her provision, her love, her whatever, and he never saw a father provide, protect, and cherish, he is going to feel very comfortable with that feminine role. So usually is that ignorance and that femininity in a man, or he's wounded. Something has happened, either in the relationship, before the relationship, or around the relationship. Both can be fixed if there is true love, because if you married, there was a day when these two people
very much so.
were in love. And it wasn't because he was a moron.
Yes, definitely. And the beauty of it is the fact that you're having a family discussion around this means that, it can be salvaged. But here's the thing, it's going to take work. It's going to take a lot of work to salvage this, to put this back together. And it's going to take a lot of commitment from both sides, because everybody is going to have their particular trauma addressed, particular trauma dealt with. Yeah. In the right way, so that both can be the giving people, that they be the person for each other that they want, without going their separate ways. Yes. Because everyone will go and they'll part, and guess what, you'll end up with the same people in different bodies again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This has been really, really fantastic. We are coming to the end of our conversation for today. We'll be back as usual. And who knows, we'll have maybe Coach Unique will be back with us. You never know when she's done with her studies and she's free to come back. I'm sure we'd love to hear her perspective when she is back. And we'll have Coach Nadine and possibly Coach Edwina. So you might have all the coaches one day. We might all be sitting in here and having this wonderful conversation when everybody's back in full steam. This is the end. I had one more question, but I think we can leave that for next time when we meet again. And thank you all so much for watching